Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jesse here with Realty One Group, and with me I have Zach with Vintage Lending.
How
Zach,
you guys
thanks.
doing?
Hey, man. Hey, man. Thanks again for being on, man, and gonna like answer a few questions for us regarding the VA loan, right?
Sure,
All right, awesome, man. So first of all, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're from?
absolutely. My name is Zack Nawabi, and I've been in this doing the mortgage stuff since 2003. And when the market, obviously in 2009, took a huge hit, or 2008, I left the market in 2009, got back in the market in 2012. Started with the retail bank. The retail bank that I started with, I was there for 6 years. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, one of the biggest mortgage retail banks that's out there. And 2017, I decided that this was done. I'm gonna open my own thing. So here I am. I'm a mortgage broker now. So instead of being a retail, I'm a broker. The advantages are basically I have pools of banks that, depending on your client or anyone's scenario, whether it could be the credit score, could be the down payment, could be the gift amount, could be the type of property they're buying. It doesn't fit in one bank. I could go with so many different banks and basically shop for them, so they don't have to do any of the shopping or pulling their credit multiple times to see who's going to give them the best rate.
Right on, man. So basically, you're the man to go to.
Well, I hope so.
Right on, dude. Yeah, man. So I wanted to do this video, just give a little bit more information about the VA loan.
Yes.
So I work with a couple of VA buyers, and
Hmm.
obviously, like I had somebody else help them with the loan. And I mean, there's like a lot to it. You probably know a lot more than I do. So first of all, who qualifies for the VA home loan?
So anyone that's actually have served as a veteran and they're no longer serving, they're in a, how is it? They're either disabled or they're
Mhm.
in a their time is done. You know, they served their 16 years. I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay. So I mean, because I did 4 years and I got out, and I think
Okay,
I qualify for it.
you
So
do
as long as they
qualify
get out, right?
as long as you have your certificate of eligibility, and
Okay.
it's a certificate. You get it from your Veteran Affairs Department office and in your county, and
Okay.
it's easy. You could just call them, or you could go on the website and ask them, hey, I'm looking for these documentations. It's one is the certificate of eligibility and one is DD 112.
Okay. Is it the DD 214?
Yes,
Their discharge papers?
yes, discharge papers.
Okay, perfect. And also, on the bottom, since I'm gonna put this on YouTube, in the link, I'll put the bot or a link to where they get access and get that certificate of eligibility,
Yes,
so that make it easier. Cool, man. So do any active duty guys, are they
they
able to qualify for the loan?
yes they are as well.
Oh, they are?
Hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Cool. All right. So I mean, I know like there's tons of benefits to using the VA loan itself. I know that there's like no money down, right? PMI is gone.
So
Besides, uh-huh.
the benefits are basically you could buy a house with zero down payment. You're looking at in LA County, you could buy a house, I believe, that high balance conforming is 765. So you could buy a house for $765,000 without putting any money down. That's for one unit. If you
Okay.
were planning on buying a 2 unit, that amount goes up. 3 units that goes up, and the 4 units that goes up. That's obviously, not everyone's going to qualify because we still have to look at your income,
Right,
and
right.
based on your income and the ratios of what you pay per month, what's on your credit, like your what they call it debt to income ratio.
Hmm.
Really quick, easy. If you make $10,000 a month, your max capped at 5,000. So basically, we take 5,000. We take all the money that you pay per month for, like, say, for example, credit cards, a car payment, and your house payment, including your property taxes and home insurance, cannot exceed that 50% mark, including your car payments and your credit cards. So let's go back to 10,000. Let's say it's 10,000, 5,000. Let's say your car payment and your credit cards equal to about $1,000 a month. Credit
Hmm.
cards meaning your minimum payments, not your actual balance. Your minimum payments and your car payment actually ends up being $1,000, then we take your mortgage payment for the new house cannot exceed over $4,000 a month.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's still like, dude, this is like one of the best loans I've heard like to use, especially like if you have it, like use it, right?
Yes, it's absolutely the best loan because A, you could buy a house with no down payment. B, there's no mortgage insurance. So basically, your monthly payments are you're paying principal plus interest. And you could also pay your, let's say, property taxes and home insurance with it, but it's not mandatory like the other loan, like FHA loan. However, the rates are also lower, in most cases, less than conventional rates.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, no, that's gonna save like a lot of change right there. So as far as using the VA loan, how many times can they use it? I've heard like you could use it just one time and that's it, or you could use it
You could use it one
again.
time. It's your first use, but let's say you sell that house for your next house, you could use it again.
Okay.
So it's basically one time for that client, for that veteran, per property. You can't have a VA loan and have the house and then go get another VA loan.
Okay.
So
All
you
right.
can't have
That makes
multiple
sense.
VA loans.
Okay. So besides that, is there any other like information about the loan? Oh, like closing costs. I heard
Okay.
that that they don't provide closing costs. I heard that they do. Do you know anything?
So the closing costs is actually, there's two ways of getting help with the closing costs.
Uh-huh.
One way is basically if you put an offer on the property, let's say you're asking seller to pay $5,000, $10,000 towards the closing cost, you can actually do that as well. And then the other way is depending on the lender, depending on the rate, and let's say, give an example, today at 3.5% is the interest rate. At 3.5%, the lender is providing X amount of dollars for closing costs, let's say $2,000 or $3,000. I take that money and pass it on to your clients because I can't keep it.
Mhm.
So it all depends on the rate. So if the rate, let's say you want to go bump it up a little bit of the rate to get help more for the closing costs, you can actually do that as well. It's basically, they call it interest, credit for interest rate chosen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as the county, Zach, every county, like the amount that they qualify, is that different for every county? You said LA counties,
Yes.
it's a 765.
So it's not so much of the VA, it's actually the
Uh-huh.
county limit. So if you
Uh,
were to go, it's a conforming loan amount. So basically in all counties, conforming loan amount is $510,400. That's the max, the loan amount the bank is willing to give you. For example, like Riverside County, San Bernardino County, their county limits are at max at 510. So if you buy a house for, let's say, 700,000 or 600,000, you have to pay the difference.
oh, okay.
Yeah, or else it'll be considered as a jumbo loan. Jumbo loans will require more down payment. LA County, Orange County, and I believe San Diego County, their limits are at 765,000.
Okay. Yeah. So that's still like pretty nice house here in
It
LA
is.
County too. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, $765,000. You could get a really nice house for that amount, and you could always put more down payment if you like. You
Mhm.
know, it's not. No one stops you from putting down payment.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So they have that option.
they do have that option. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if I was qualified for a VA loan, if I'm buying a house, let's say $700,000 house, I would not want to put in down payment if I could get 100% financing. Plus, that 100% financing has no mortgage insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what, like a couple $100 a month, right?
Actually more. Let's say on a 700,000, you're looking at roughly around $400 to $500.
Jeez. That's like a
Yeah,
car payment right there, or
it
groceries for
is.
like 2 weeks, man. That's
Oh yeah.
awesome.
The other thing is that VA loans, if they were buying a condominium or townhouse,
Yeah.
that complex has to be a VA approved.
Oh, okay. Kind of like
Just like an
FHA, right?
FHA, just similar
Okay.
to FHA. Yes. The reason why is because it's a community, and then they look at, because you're paying an HOA, So they look at your insurance, they look at your, your, what is it called? Your balance sheet, and making sure that there's no litigation going on, because VA, just like FHA, it's a government loan. So they don't want any litigation going on with the complex.
Got it. Cool, man. All right, Zach. So, I mean, that's all awesome information, man. So, like a lot of the stuff I didn't even know. Thank you so much for that.
It's very easy loan, to be honest with you. There is a stigma that VA loans take forever to close.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this market, everything is taking longer to close, to be honest with you, especially with what's been going on with coronavirus.
Yeah.
But typically, I've actually personally closed a loan as a VA. My fastest closing on the VA was 15 days from scratch from A to Z.
Wow, 15 days? That's fast. Yeah.
It is. It just depends on the lender. It depends on, so that the more time consuming it takes is the appraisal. So that's, especially in this market, all the appraisals are taking a little longer because they don't want to go into a house that's occupied. They're very concerned about their health, and they should be. For VAs, not every appraisal could go out there and appraise a property. They have to be a VA certified appraiser, and there's not a lot of them out there. So, when you're doing a VA, that's the most time consuming in the transaction. So my advice always will be, as soon as you get the offer accepted, order the appraisal right away on a rush. Because if you order a rush, you could get it within 7 to 10 business days. Hopefully there's someone available during that time, or normally it takes roughly around 2 to 3 weeks to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool, Zach. So, I mean, besides that, man, is there any other info that you want to enlighten us with?
Well, let's see. You could get an ARM loan on VAs. It not have to be a 30-year fixed rate. Just like conventional, there's 5 years or 30-year fixed. Now, I personally wouldn't recommend ARM. ARM stands for an adjustable mortgage rate. So basically, it's fixed for 5 years, and after 5 years, depending on how the market is, it changes. The rate will change depending on the current market at that time. Normally, no one really goes at that product. I always recommend the 30-year fix. It's always be safe and knowing what your payments are going to be after 5 years, and there's not that much of a difference.
Okay, right on, dude. Thank you so much, Zach. So if anybody wants more info regarding like VA loans, regular loans, how do they contact you, man?
They could contact me. I'm not sure if you could put my information down there when you're putting your
yeah.
But you could contact me directly. My number is 818-621-9666. Or you could reach out to Jesse, and Jesse will let me know if you have any questions. So besides the VA, we also do FHA loans. We also do your conventional loans. And me being on the broker side gives me an ability to basically pick and choose which bank I need to submit the loan that's going to help the client with the rate.
Yeah, and that's number one, trying to get them the best possible rate and save them as much money as possible.
Well, absolutely. When you're working with multiple banks, they want your business. When you're working with one bank, it is what it is. You can't go outside the box.
Yeah. Cool, Zach. Hey, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me, man. It was actually
of course, anytime.
Fun,
Yes, anytime. And if you have any questions, please reach out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Zach. Have a good one, bro.
You too. Thank you.